Hi guys! Today I have a really fun exercise for you. For those of you that don't know, before I started selling on Etsy, I was actually a really prolific Etsy shopper. I've been on Etsy since about 2007, and I've been shopping there like a maniac pretty much since the day I found it. So in honor of Black Friday, I logged into my old crusty Etsy account where I used to buy everything, and I scrolled through to see what I purchased, because looking at your old purchases tells you a lot about the psychology of your buyers, and it gave me a great idea for an exercise that we're going to do together today. So I had to look through all my old purchases, and I went ahead and I picked out a few in particular that I remembered being very fond of the entire experience, and I'm going to pull them up for you today and talk about why we're doing this exercise and how you can do something similar to figure out how to make your items really appeal to buyers. This is one of the first things I ever bought on Etsy. It's from a shop called Foamy Waiter, and it was a koi pond necklace. This little fish is at the end of a chain, and one of the things that drew me to this item initially not only was the uniqueness of it, but actually the photo had a lot to do with that. This was way back in 2012, so when the photography is at this level, people just can't help but click on your item. I really wanted to pull this item to show you guys, if you make your customers get excited about your items, if they see your photo and they're like, oh my god, that's so cool, I have to have that, then they'll reward you with sales. So think about that when you're looking at your items. Does your photography get you excited? Does it get your customers excited? Because this makes all the difference. I was not shopping for this item. I literally just found it on Etsy and purchased it 2 seconds later. I couldn't wait 1 second longer. And you want customers to feel that way about your item. So make sure your photography brings that sense of wanting to your shop. Now, I picked out this acorn set by Bullseye Beads. I actually bought this for my mother as a birthday gift, and one of the reasons why I loved this particular photo is because you can see the size of the necklace, and it's not going to be a surprise when it arrives based on this cover photo. At the time, this was a fall purchase. This was a very fall feeling photo. You can see they've accessorized it with a frame. They really thought about it, and when you look through the photos, you really get a sense of the detail that's inside each acorn, which also really made me feel like this was a quality item and it was going to be so cool, and every single one was going to be individual. That kind of feeling in your product can really make a difference for the types of buyers who are shopping on Etsy. Okay, the Nerd Herder. This is by Rocketbot. I love these. I buy them every year. These are little wallets where you can put all your stuff in it. And one of the things that I think puts Nerd Herder up and above the rest here is that they show you in the photos exactly what you can use the inside for, and it gives you an idea for how you would organize your day and what it would be good for. They also show you how it looks closed, open, and they give you an idea at the end for all the different variations that come with each individual product. And I just think this puts them a level above their competition, and it really makes their customers understand a quite complex item really easily. So make sure you're looking at that when you're putting an item together, especially if it has lots of options. Okay, this was a little fox dress from Knickerbocker that I bought for Halloween about 2 years ago. And I love the cover photo of this item because it shows you exactly how the item fits, and it shows you the detail on it. So instead of just laying this item out flat, which would have given me no idea how it would look on my body versus a model's body, or what it would have appeared like in terms of shortness, length, how long are the sleeves, all those things, this person actually puts their items on a model, which really helps the customer to understand how it's going to fit. Then they put their model in multiple poses. They make it clear the features of the items, like the pockets here. And it also gives you an idea for how short the item is. I wore leggings with this particular item because it was cold and I felt it was slightly too short. So in this situation, I really do think that making sure that it's crystal clear to your customers exactly how something is going to work for them makes a huge difference. Now, this item was particularly expensive, and it was actually the photographs that converted me to buying this item. I normally would not spend this much on a one-off purchase that was an impulse buy, but I did because the photographs convinced me that this item was going to work for me. Okay, this item was a gift I bought from Christina Vitale, and I bought this gift for my mother, and basically this was when the rose gold and copper was really in like crazy. And one of the things that drew me to this item over other items was, number one, its uniqueness, but number two, just the clean, crisp photography. It was crystal clear what this item was from the listing photo, and when you scroll through, she gives you additional detail that allow you to see exactly what's going on with this item, and it really gives you a feel for what this item is going to be like in person. Your customers can't try your items on, they can't touch them, so it really makes a difference when you can give them a feel for exactly what your item is going to be like in real life. Make them have a boutique experience online, and they'll purchase with you more frequently. Okay, so what was the point of this exercise? Basically, I want you to take a moment today and look through Etsy. Pick a category that you do not sell in. I'm going to pick jewelry. And what I want you to do is just go ahead and scroll through, pick out maybe 10 items that you're drawn to, that you would purchase. I don't want you to look at the price. Just pick out 10 items that you like. You like the photography, you like how they look, you want them. I want you to see these items and think, oh my God, that's so cool. I have to have that. That is the only reason you should click on them. Then I want you to look at these 10 items and ask yourself some simple questions. Number one, what drew you to this item? Was it the photography? Was it the uniqueness? Was it the detail in the photography? And then once you're done with that, I want you to look at the price. We haven't looked at the price up until now, so I want you to look at this item and look at the price, and I want you to think to yourself, would I actually spend this much for this item? And if the answer is yes, then that tells you a lot about pricing items on Etsy and what customers are or are not willing to pay. Then I want you to ask yourself a better question. I want you to ask yourself, have I ever paid this much for an item like this before? And if the answer is yes, even if your previous answer was no, that tells you that people are willing to pay this for something they're excited about, so it will help you price your items in the future. It'll also help you get a feel for what makes people spend more. Why would you spend $100 on this necklace, but you would only spend $8 on this other necklace? What makes the difference for you? You really need to figure out the value add for yourself, because your customers probably feel the same way. Then I also want you to ask yourself, how does this item's photography compare to my photography? Now, we've purposefully chosen a niche that you don't sell in, and that's because I don't want you looking at your competition. A lot of us won't buy from our competition because, hey, we can make it ourselves. So this is why we're choosing a different niche, because you can really step back and be more unbiased this way. So I'm looking at jewelry. I don't sell jewelry. And if I look at these items and think to myself, what draws me to some of these items? What about the photography makes them feel amazing to me? I can apply those answers to my own items. And I can look at my photography and think, oh, well, this isn't good enough. I need to improve this. Or I can think, oh, I need to make these changes so my customers can clearly understand what's going on in my items. Or even, I need to add an end listing photo that shows them more detail at the end so they can pick out exactly the options they need and it can be crystal clear. So that is today's super fun, super short exercise in honor of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I hope it helps you guys out and it'll give you a great idea for what else is going on Etsy and how you can really improve your items in 5 minutes or less. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.